I'm surprised that you're eating a big lunch today. You usually only bring a small piece of bread for lunch.
Oh, this? I got this food for free. The shop was giving the food away for free because they didn't want it to go to waste.
Are you sure that was a smart move? Maybe they only gave it out for free because it was close to going bad. I don't want to be associated with a person that is happy to take free food like a beggar. Please, don't do this anymore. It's embarrassing. Leftover food isn't good for your health.
It doesn't matter. I'm dying in 3 months anyway.
What?
Trouble Busters!
I wonder how many days I can get by with the money that my mother left me. You cheater! Get out of my house! I don't want to see your face ever again!
Wait. Please, give me a second chance. It was a mistake. I never meant to hurt you. Alan's still a small boy. He needs both of us.
I'm not even sure that Alan's my son. I don't trust anything that you say. I'm not going to take care of a child that may not be my own.
If I knew that you were going to leave me, I should have never had Alan. Alan, I'm off to see my boyfriend. Wait for me at the house until I come back. See ya.
I don't want you to go. Please, stay here and play with me.
I'm sorry, but I have to go see my boyfriend. He needs me. Bye, Alan.
Mom, are you home? My mom wasn't home, and I figured that she was out with one of her boyfriends as usual. A few days later, my mom's still not home. I wonder if something bad happened to her. She hasn't come home for days now. I knew it. She took everything in this house that is valuable. How could she keep on doing this to me? She only cares about herself. Since my mom took everything, I only had enough money to buy food that would last me for a month. And I can only spend $1 a day if I want the money to last me 1 month. My mom left me all alone with just $30. I was starting to panic. Why does this keep on happening to me? I was envious of all the other students because it looked like they had a much easier life than me.
I love your new wallet, Melanie. It's so cute. Where did you buy it? My dad bought it for me when he was in France on a business trip. It's from Louis Vuitton. That's so nice of your dad. I'm so jealous. He doesn't always get me such extravagant gifts. This is special because he bought it for my sweet 16.
You have such a cool dad with great taste, too. I wish my family was as rich as yours.
I guess I am lucky. I love my parents for buying me such beautiful things.
Melanie and I went to the same high school, and we were also in the same class. She was the daughter of a very successful CEO. For some reason, her parents put her in a public high school instead of a private one. And her parents were really easy on their daughter. I'd say they spoiled her too much. They buy her anything she wants, and she comes to school wearing expensive accessories. I bet she doesn't have a worry in the world.
Alan, what are you staring at?
It's nothing.
You're jealous of Melanie's rich life, aren't you? I feel bad for you because your family's so poor.
I wasn't jealous. I was envious, and I didn't realize that I was staring at them. I looked away and pretended to be deep in thought. I wish that I could live a rich life like Melanie. I was also a little jealous, but I didn't want to admit that. Give us some of your money. We know that you're loaded.
I don't have any cash on me. Leave me alone.
Hand over your wallet. I don't believe you.
I don't have my wallet either. Go away.
I saw Melanie being bullied by a couple of delinquents. This was a typical scene in a movie where a rich pretty girl was given a hard time by some bad boys. I wasn't that close to Melanie, but she didn't deserve to be bullied, so I wanted to try to help her. I went to see if she was okay.
Alan, what are you doing here?
Who the hell is this? I'm just a classmate. Melanie and I aren't even friends.
Thanks for making that clear, Alan.
Whatever. If she's not gonna give us any money, you should hand over some cash to us instead. I'm actually broke. I don't have any money.
Alan, what are you even doing here?
Yeah? Why'd you come here in the first place? Hurry up and give us some money or else.
I don't bring money to school. My parents won't allow it. I only have one credit card on me.
Then give us your credit card. That'll do.
If you take my card, the credit card company is going to make sure you don't use it due to suspicious activities.
We know that. We're not stupid. Hand over the card. The both of you, stop it. You can take my money instead. Here you go. Jeez, you only have 30 bucks on you? This sucks. Guys, you can beat him up. He's a useless piece of shit. Ah! I should have worked on my fighting skills before I picked a fight with these guys.
Stop, you're hurting Alan.
This guy's such a loser. He can't even put up a fight. This is boring. Let's go.
Alan, why did you go out of your way to help me?
I couldn't watch those guys bullying you like that. Besides, your parents would be devastated if you came home with bruises.
You didn't have to do that for me. I didn't ask for your help, Alan.
I know that. I just couldn't leave you alone, though. And no one in my family cares about me. Even if I went home with some bruises, no one would be home to even notice.
Alan, I didn't know that you were so manly, but don't think that I have feelings for you because of this one incident.
Since I had given all my money to the bullies, I didn't have any money to buy myself any food. I had to ask a local delicatessen to give me their leftover food to me for free. I had no other choice. The store was planning to throw the food out anyway, so they agreed to give me the leftovers. The store owner knew me well, so she was happy to help. I was grateful that I had food to eat, even if it wasn't fresh. I hoped that the food hadn't gone bad yet.
Hey, Alan.
Oh, hi, Melanie.
Here's the money that those guys stole from you the other day. I don't want to owe you anything.
What will people think, though, if they saw me taking money from you? You don't need to pay me back. I did what I had to. You don't need to thank me or anything. I tried to act cool, but I knew that if I took the money from Melanie, I could buy a few more days of food, which would be life-saving for me. But I didn't want Melanie to think any less of me. I needed to man up here. I was really hungry, though, and I didn't want to eat leftover food for too long. I decided to swallow my pride and take the money from Melanie. That's so considerate of you, Melanie. It means a lot to me. Thank you.
Yes, take the money before anyone sees. I'm surprised that you're eating a big lunch today. You usually only bring a small piece of bread for lunch.
Oh, this? I got this food for free. This shop was giving the food away for free because they didn't want it to go to waste.
Are you sure that was a smart move? Maybe they only gave it out for free because it was close to going bad.
The food is edible. It tastes great. Okay, maybe not that great, but I'm grateful either way.
I don't want to be associated with a person that's happy to take free food like a beggar. Please don't do this anymore. It's embarrassing. Leftover food isn't good for your health.
It doesn't matter. I'm dying in 3 months anyway.
What?
Are we done here? I'd like to eat the rest of my lunch in peace.
What do you mean when you say that you're dying in 3 months?
Why does it matter to you? This is none of your business.
But I'm worried. Please tell me.
At first, I thought that Melanie was just curious, but it turned out that she was actually worried about me. So I decided to tell her about my broken family. My mom abandoned me, and I don't have any relatives close by that I can reach out to, so I'm basically left with $30 to live. That amount of money will only last me 3 months tops. I'm able to buy some food to last me a month, but after that, it's just water and salt for me. I wonder how long I will last just on water and salt.
Why don't you ask the community centers or food banks to give you some food?
I thought about that, but now that I'm 18 years old, I'm no longer a minor, and all they can do is give me a few cans of food when it's available. If my parents had committed a crime, the police would come help me out, but that's not the case, so I'm on my own here. And it would cost me money to seek professional help.
Sounds like you're having a really hard time.
My grandma used to look after me sometimes, but now she's in a nursing home because of her dementia, so there's not anyone that I can depend on.
It's terrible.
I have no parents, no money, and no one to lean on. I'm thinking I only have about 3 months left to live if I continue like this. Why are you crying?
I've decided to let you stay at my house. I can't leave you to starve like this.
I'm not some abandoned dog that you can just take home. What will your parents think?
I'm offering you a place to stay. Shouldn't you be jumping with joy? You don't want to die, do you? If you were smart, you'd come with me.
Of course I don't want to die, but would your parents even say yes to having me stay with you?
I'm sure that they'd be okay with it if I explained your situation to them. You can help out with the housework. You could be our housekeeper. I'll make sure that you repay me with your work.
This is so not what I expected, but thanks. Melanie took me to her gorgeous home as promised. Her parents didn't seem too thrilled to see me at their house. I didn't blame them.
Mom, Dad, my friend Alan's in a lot of trouble. Please let him stay with us until he's back on his feet.
Are you dating this boy? Is that why you want him to stay with us?
Sir, we're not dating. You have nothing to worry about.
Alan's parents abandoned him, and he doesn't have any money to buy himself any food. That's why I think he should stay with us. Melanie, we just met Alan, and I don't feel comfortable letting a stranger stay at our house. Please, Alan's in a lot of trouble. I'm worried about his health. If he can't buy any food, he's going to get sick and die.
Melanie, please don't cry. Alright, if this means so much to you, Alan can stay with us for some time. But will you promise to take over my company when I retire in return? I didn't know that Melanie was destined to become a CEO one day. I was envious of the family that she was born into. We lived in completely different worlds.
We can discuss that when the time comes, Dad. I'm not sure that I'm the right person for the job. Thank you for being so understanding about Alan. It means a lot to me. Can we get him some warm food to fill his stomach?
I was touched that Melanie tried so hard to persuade her parents to let me stay with them. And I was also surprised that she wasn't keen on taking over her father's company after he retired. I'd jump at an opportunity like that. From the outside, it looks like Melanie had the perfect life. But now that I got to know her better, I realized that she had insecurities as well. My image of Melanie had changed quite a bit after getting to know her. Well, if you seriously consider taking over the company after I retire, I will allow Alan to stay with us.
Yes, I'll consider it.
So, Alan, are you really in trouble like my daughter says? Yes, I am. Recently, I've been eating the leftovers of a delicatessen. I eat the food that they would otherwise throw out. Leftovers? So you're living off food that is about to go bad? Yes, that's right. But I have a strong stomach, so I'm fine eating leftovers.
Dad, do you see what I've been saying? I can't believe this. Poor boy. I feel sick.
You don't need to worry about me so much. It's not a big deal. I'm used to eating leftovers. Sorry, Alan. We're not used to interacting with someone like you. Your life is unimaginable for us. We understand your situation now. We have a spare bedroom for housekeepers, so you can stay there as long as you need to. Oh, that'll be great. Thank you so much, sir.
Yay! You're staying in the housekeeper's room, so we expect you to help out around the house, though, okay? Our house is really big, so there's a lot of housework to be done. You're gonna be busy.
Sure, I'm on it. I'll do anything that you ask me to. I'm grateful that you're giving me shelter and food. So, my new life with Melanie and her family began. After some time, I realized that I had some relatives living not so far away. But I had never met them, and I didn't feel comfortable living with them. Melanie's parents were kind enough to get in touch with my relatives and told them that I would be living with Melanie's family instead. And my relatives were okay with that. Oh, this house is humongous! My room in this house is bigger than the old house that I used to live in.
Alan, the floors are dirty. Can you please wipe them?
I know that. I'll work on the floors next.
You need to scrub harder. You're not getting out all the stains. Pretend that you're polishing the surface of diamonds and that you're trying to make them really shiny. I want my floors to be sparkling clean.
You got it, Melanie. I'll scrub harder. Melanie was bossy and rude to me, but it was thanks to her that I was living under her roof, so I wasn't going to complain. Melanie was crying. I wondered why she was so sad.
I don't want to be the CEO of the company. That's not what I want.
I felt bad, because Melanie now felt pressured to take over after her dad retired, in exchange for him letting me stay with her family. I didn't want to be the reason that Melanie was forced to take on a job against her wishes. I had to figure out a way to repay her after all that she had done for me. But it took me a very long time to be able to thank her. 10 years passed since I began to live with Melanie's family. I had graduated from a top university and was now working full-time at Melanie's father's company. They were all so good to me. They were the family that I never had. Alan, as you know, I'm going to be retiring soon. Yes, it was a privilege to be able to work with you these past few years. Melanie's parents had Melanie when they were relatively old, which meant that Melanie was still young when her father retired. I'd like you to take on the role of CEO after I retire, Alan. You've become a part of my family after we began to live under the same roof. Thank you. That means so much to me. I promise to take good care of your company after you retire. If it's not an imposition, I'd like to take over your position after you retire. Actually, you'd be the perfect person for the job. I always knew that Melanie didn't want to take over. Until I met you, there wasn't anyone else that I could ask.
I agree. I think that Alan would be the best person to take over after you retire.
Thank you for your blessing. Melanie's parents intended on having Melanie take over the company after her father retired, but I knew that this is not what Melanie wanted. That's why I asked her parents if I could take that job instead. I told Melanie's parents that they only needed to pay me an average salary because I was already grateful that they allowed me to live with them all these years. A part of me wished that I hadn't said that, but it was the right thing to do.
Alan, thank you so much for offering to do this for me. But don't think that I owe you anything just because you were nice to me.
I won't, so you don't need to worry. I was used to Melanie's mood swings by now. I've been living with her for a decade now. So, at the age of 28, I became the CEO of a large company.
Look, Alan, you're on TV. They're doing a feature on you in the company.
I look really weird. I'm so embarrassed. I remember being so nervous when they interviewed me.
Well, even the best camera can't make your looks any better than they really are, but you do look better in person than on TV. I'll give you that.
Did you just compliment me?
No, I didn't.
The media was very interested in interviewing the young CEO that had taken over a big enterprise. I was doing all sorts of interviews for television, magazines, the radio, and internet. I wasn't used to all this attention, and I was feeling embarrassed.
Do you have a minute to spare? There's a woman here to see you. Should I let her in?
This person doesn't have an appointment with me though, right? I wonder who it could be.
Actually, she says that she's your mother.
My mother. I see. What does she want after all these years?
What do you want to do?
My mother, who apparently saw me on the news, came to see me after she had been MIA for all these years. Ask her to wait in one of the conference rooms.
Okay.
I had a bad feeling that she was only here to see me for her selfish reasons. I didn't consider her to be my mother anymore. Melanie's family was my family now. They were the ones who took care of me when I needed them the most. I was going to take this opportunity to tell her what a terrible mother she had been to me. I wasn't going to forgive her. Troublebusters!
Alan, I'm amazed to see what a great man you grew up to be.
I couldn't believe how much my mother had aged, and she was dressed in rags. It looked like she didn't have any money to buy herself any food or clothes.
I didn't know where you lived, so when I saw you on TV, I had to come see you. My precious son, after all. I knew that you'd grow up and make me proud. I can't believe you're the CEO of this huge company. I'm so proud of all of your achievements.
What do you want?
I know that if I ask for your help, you'd help me because you've always had such a kind heart. Well, I'm in a bit of trouble and I need your help. That's one of the reasons why I came to see you today.
I'm sure that this is the only reason you came to see me. You never cared about me. I'm not surprised. Why else would you bother to come see me?
It's not true. I really did want to see you. I mean, we haven't seen each other in years. I miss you terribly.
Let me just say this.
What is it?
Who are you?
What do you mean? I'm your mother. What a silly question to ask. I'm your mother, your favorite person in this world.
I used to have a mother, but I don't remember what she was like anymore.
How could you forget me? I used to take such good care of you when you were little.
Take care of me? You have a weird sense of humor. You abandoned me when I needed you the most and left me practically penniless. I could barely find anything to eat. You made time for your boyfriends, but never any time for me. I had to take care of myself. I owe you nothing. If you came here mainly to just catch up with me, I think that we're done here. I'm busy, so you can see yourself out of this office. And no, I'm not going to give you any money. I know that is the other reason you bothered to come see me today.
Why do you have to be so mean to me? I may not have been the perfect mother, but I did my best to raise you. Look how well you turned out.
I know that you're only after my money. You can drop the act.
I lost everything because of you. You ruined my life. You need to make it up to me. I wish I had never given birth to you. Because of you, my boyfriends dumped me. If I didn't have a child, they would have wanted to stay with me.
You did abandon me, so I don't think that I'm the reason your boyfriends left you. Everything bad that happened in your life is your fault. Don't try to blame it on me. I didn't choose you to be my mother. You're the one that chose to have me. And then when you didn't want me anymore, you just abandoned me.
Look, don't be mad. I was young and stupid. I've learned from my mistakes. Aren't you happy to see me again? Why don't we start over by living together again? I'm sorry that I wasn't around when you were younger. I'll make it up to you, I promise. We're family, right?
It's too late to play nice. The only real family I had was my grandma and the relatives that protected me from you. And now I have a new family. Melanie's family has been taking care of me all these years.
Please don't be so cold to me. I really miss you. I just didn't know where you were. That's why I couldn't come see you, even if I wanted to. You have to believe me.
I nearly died of starvation when I was in high school. That's when Melanie and her family took me into their care and home. I never considered you to be my mother, and I won't forgive you for all the pain and suffering you put me through.
Heard enough of your whining. If you want to get rid of me, just give me the money that I came here for and I'll be on my way. I think that instead of blackmailing your son, you should get yourself to the hospital. I work as an industrial doctor at this company, and I can see that your body is in real bad shape. You have a pale complexion and your face is swollen. What? I'm saying that you're ill. You need to get to the hospital. If you go on like this, you're gonna die in a few months. How can you tell? You just met me. If you don't want to die, I suggest you get to the hospital right away. Serious illnesses tend to spread or worsen quickly, so I wouldn't waste any time. Okay, I'll go to the hospital. Are you happy now?
She's finally gone. You got rid of her. Thanks for always saving me when I'm in trouble, Melanie. You're a lifesaver.
I make a great actress, don't you think? Your mother totally fell for my speech.
You do. My mother seemed really shocked when you told her that she was seriously ill.
We need to get going soon.
Alright, we have somewhere important to be. As soon as my mom left, Melanie and I went to the airport to catch our flight. The reason why we flew overseas was because...
Alan, are you still working?
I'm almost finished. Give me another half hour.
I've been working too hard these days, Alan. You need a vacation. Your body needs to rest.
I'm still young. My body can handle it. But thank you for worrying about me. I'm touched.
I'm not worried. I'm just doing my job as the industrial doctor of the company. But as our CEO, you need to take good care of yourself. We don't have a replacement for you.
Okay, you have a point. I'll wrap up soon, I promise.
I want to be nice, but I'm too embarrassed, so I end up chewing Alan out. I wish I could be more honest about my feelings.
Your words may be strong, but I can tell that you truly care about me. So thank you.
You don't have to thank me. I'm just doing my job. You don't know me as well as you think you do, so stop making assumptions about me.
We've been living together for over a decade. I know you better than you think. You're the one that offered to help me out when I was at rock bottom.
I only did what I had to do. It's not a big deal. Besides, we needed a new housekeeper, and you were available. I couldn't let you starve to death. Anyone else would have done the same thing.
Well, you went out of your way to persuade your parents too. That was very sweet of you, and I'll be forever grateful. I also have this great job because of you. I owe you everything, Melanie.
I just gave you the job I didn't want to do myself. You don't need to thank me. You were the one doing me a favor. And I got to be a doctor, which was my dream since I was a little girl.
How can I repay you for all your kindness, though? But don't worry, I'm definitely going to make you happy one day.
What do you mean by that?
Would you make me the happiest man alive and marry me?
Really?
Melanie, will you marry me?
Oh.
Why are you crying? Are you that opposed to the idea of marrying me?
No, that's not it. I'm really happy, and the answer is yes. I'd be happy to marry you, Alan.
I'm so relieved to hear that. Now it's my turn to make you happy. So, we flew overseas to get married. I'm such a lucky guy. I never imagined that a loser like me would end up marrying someone as beautiful as you.
Well, don't get too cocky now. I only chose you out of convenience.
Our classmates are going to be so shocked when they find out about our marriage. They would never imagine that a poor guy like me would marry a princess like you.
I don't care about how much money you have. You're the one that makes me most happy.
You make me smile. I'm the luckiest man alive. After we got married, Melanie and I plan on spending 6 months traveling the world as part of our honeymoon, which means that we won't be in Japan for some time.
I went to the hospital and the doctor told me that I was perfectly healthy. That woman lied to me. Where's Alan? Ask him to come out of the lobby. I need to speak to him now. I'm sorry, but our CEO is currently out of the country and won't be back for several months. How can he take so much time off work? I'm sorry, but I can't give you any more information than I've already given you. I'm his mother. I have every right to demand to see my son. Well, your son isn't here right now, so may I ask you to leave?
My secretary told me later that my mother came by our office many times and insisted that she see me each time. But since I was never there, she eventually gave up.
I don't know when I'm going to be able to pay back all my debts. This is taking me forever, and I don't have any money to buy food. I'm starving.
My mom hasn't tried to get in touch with me for quite some time now, so I think that she finally gave up on trying to take money from me.
She has no right to ask you for any money after everything she put you through when you were younger. I hope that with no one to give her money, she understands the hell that she put you through.
And that's harsh, but you're absolutely right.
I didn't mean to be disrespectful, but I'm so mad at your mother for making you suffer so much.
You don't need to worry about that. Besides, I don't even consider her to be my mother anymore. The only family that matters to me now is you and your parents. After I came back from my long honeymoon, I went straight back to the office to continue my duties as a CEO. Melanie's father is retired now, but he still gives me advice whenever I need it. Melanie saved me from my misery when I was about to starve to death, and her parents took in a boy who was a stranger to them. And they even gave me this prestigious job. I couldn't have been any luckier than this, and I'm so grateful for everything that they've done for me. I'm going to continue working hard to make sure that the company is in good hands. Trouble Busters!